Hi folks, this is just a quick aside before we get into the podcast this week. Something has happened while we were recording the podcast. And when I've come to editing it today, I've discovered that one of the sections of this podcast has a little bit of a voice effect on it. So what I want you to do, folks, is imagine that coronavirus is no longer a thing and that the Drag Malfoy podcast is on a stadium tour and you're listening to us sat in this wonderful huge stadium and the voices are echoing slightly, because that's what you're getting, folks. You're getting a stadium echo. So enjoy that. It's only for a small section.
Always be around to save the day.
Welcome to the Drag Malfoy podcast, made by the fans for the fans.
Where we talk about fan films, fictions, and theories.
My name is Ivy.
And my name is Baron LeVay, and we are the Drag Malfoys.
Hello!
Hello, and welcome to episode 10
10
of the Drag Malfoy podcast.
10s across the board.
And funny enough, 10 is the best Doctor.
10, no.
Oh, do you not like David Tennant?
I love David Tennant, but Capaldi is my Doctor.
Oh, fair, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think 10's mine. I grew up on 10. 9 and 10.
10 is probably my second favourite.
Oh, he's up there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But 12 is my original.
I mean, we've also got something very exciting planned for episode 12 of this podcast. We've just spoken about it.
Yes, we do. We do. Very exciting.
This is where Barry's forgetfulness comes into play.
It's my old age.
But today we're going to talk about the Deathly Hallows, the Elder Thieves, to be exact.
Yes.
Which is the fan film that we watched.
Yes, fantastic little fan film.
It was lovely. It was about 4 minutes long, visually stunning.
Absolutely incredible to watch, yeah.
So I got a message from Baron earlier in the week being like, you're going to love this film. Just feels, it's the cinematography is great, and
yeah,
an avid listener would know that I am a lover of cinematography.
She's a cinematography stan.
But it's set in a forest / a forest clearing. It's American, and we see two brothers. One is currently running through the clearing, and the other one apparates in beside him. And they run. They're clearly stolen something, I guess, considering the title of it.
Yes.
But what?
Oh, I wonder what it could be.
Dun, dun, dun. So three others at this point comes floating down.
Yes.
That black smoke.
The black smoke, yes.
I've called them Death Eaters in quotation marks.
Yeah.
I don't really know what they are.
They're
Bad
definitely
guys.
black. Dark magic.
Dark magic. And the younger brothers, the younger brother assuming that he has the item in his bag because he gets told to run.
Yes.
And he runs back into the forest.
Yes.
The CGI and the cinematography, as I said before, is wonderful. I love it. I don't know how much budget this had.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I have no idea. Because the cinematography is great. Like the apparition was amazing. Mm-hmm. The spells are cool.
Yeah.
However, the acting is a little bit.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah.
Considering how many fan films that we've actually watched at this point and how much of a high standard they're at.
Yes.
The acting in this was a bit there.
Yeah, it was, for me, it was on a par with Mischief Managed acting-wise, because I didn't like the acting in that.
No, I think the only one that was good in that one was Remus.
Yeah. Everyone else was a little bit wooden.
This one felt wooden as well, but the same kind of thing was for the physical acting.
Yes.
So like the wand movements.
It was like it was scripted, like you must move your wand in this specific way.
Yeah, it was, none of it was like, do what feels natural to you as it would do in a fight. It was like, I must move my arm up now And then, like,
yes,
that's how it felt. But,
yeah,
however, again, CGI is chef's kiss.
yep.
But, yeah, the movement speed a bit awkward. However, in big capital letters here, they cut to inside the forest and the younger brother is hidden behind a tree and he takes out the Elder Wand.
Ooh, that was my little Elder Wand tune, just so you know.
I kind of have that as my introduction music for the Elder Wand when I...
Yeah, absolutely. I'll record it for you.
Excellent. So there's a little mini fight between that brother and the Death Eater, I'm saying in quotation marks, before we cut back to the clearing where there's another little fight and the younger brother is now escorted out of the forest with a bad guy who has the Elder Wand. So I'm literally like, how did this happen? How did this happen?
Yeah.
You have the most powerful wand in existence.
Yeah, but it didn't belong to him.
It didn't belong to him, yeah. Oh, yes, because they did say you have something that doesn't belong to you.
Yes.
So they didn't kill anyone or disarm anyone, I would say.
They thieved it, like elder thieves that they are.
Thieves. Like, damn them meddling kids. This moment that happened after this made us laugh and cringe a little bit inside. So, like, the older brother nods and then the younger brother, like, does a little movement with, like, this Death Eater. It was, like, he
really obvious and
twists out of this Death Eater's arms and then, like, gets the wand from her. And I'm like, that is like GCSE drama.
It is, yeah. It was fully like, I'm dram, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, have you ever seen them memes of these people's audition tapes? And for some, I don't know what it was for, but it was an audition tape, and they were told to say something and then do a really random move at the...
it's ringing a bell.
Do you know what I mean? Is they go like, da-da-da-da-da, and then...
Yes,
so like, that was me moving.
Like a robot.
Like that. It felt like that. Really awkward.
Yeah.
I was like,
It was like they'd practiced a million times, so it was just like they knew exactly how they needed to move, but it wasn't natural in any way, shape or form.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like the director was like, you do not have any control of how you're moving. You have to move like this. But, however...
It made me pleased it was only 4 minutes long, not gonna lie.
Yeah, if it was 20 minutes long, I would have struggled.
Yeah.
So anyway, the brothers now have the wand back. Mm-hmm. And a large fight breaks out where there are some lovely aesthetic shots of, like, from up above.
Yeah,
and, like,
they've got a drone.
And, and, you know, I'm a sucker for a drone. However, I am a sucker for good acting as well.
Yes. Yes,
it's
we know this because she got a load of comments on one of her Bellatrix videos last night asking if she was okay.
I was like, yes, I'm fine. It's just acting. It's like acting, darling, the theatre. And so, yes, apart from these aesthetic shots, even if the acting is a bit meh, it goes on for a short time before the main bad guy... Oh, wait, no. So there's a little section before this where the older brother gets disarmed by the main bad guy.
Yes.
And then the younger brother tosses the older brother the Elder Wand. Mm-hmm. And then...
Caught beautifully.
Oh, yes, in the middle of the wand.
Yeah.
And then... I mean, I would have dropped it, to be fair.
Yeah, me too.
I mean... And so the main bad guy ends up killing the younger brother, I assume. Mm-hmm. And the older brother crashes to the floor in despair.
Yes.
He's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him, but also...
It was like, if there'd been rain, it would have been a perfect, like, angst moment.
It should have, and then they should have had, like, the little Les Mis moment of...
Yes. Yes. They should have. Absolutely.
With Eponine.
Yes.
But yeah, then the bad guy...
Don't you fret, Monsieur Marius.
I don't feel any pain. Yeah. A little fall of rain. I love that song.
Me too.
The bad guys then apparate away, and that's where the film ends.
Mm-hmm.
And I was left wondering, what the fuck happened to the wand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have it in massive capital letters.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened to the wand? Because I kind of thought that was what the film was all about.
Yeah.
And why did they want the wand?
Yeah. And who did the wand belong to?
Yeah.
Was it the dark magic people in the first place, or like, yeah, it was.
I mean, you could think of a really good headcanon here where, like, maybe the brothers were, maybe the dark magic people were after the wand, but the wand belonged to, like, their father or something, and they were trying to keep it safe.
I'm sure there probably is a headcanon.
I
around
would
it.
very much like to know. But I'm not. Again, I'm not going to question the canon of it, because obviously we know that the Elder Wand was destroyed.
Mm-hmm. But we also don't know when this was taking place.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Yeah, they're in modern clothing, but we don't know what the. We're just not going to question that. We're just going to think of it.
I mean,
as
we don't go in canon anyway. It doesn't
exactly.
matter.
Yeah. It was just a thought, and I was like, how did it get to America? But
Yeah.
oh well. I was going to say, well, Dumbledore did go to America, but that was in the 1920s. So.
They definitely weren't wearing hoodies in the 1920s.
So that was the end of the film. I enjoyed the aesthetics of it.
I think the CGI, the cinematography was absolutely flawless.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's just get some better actors.
Yeah, the acting wasn't great, and I missed a plot. A plot would have been great.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed like something like, who did it originally belong to? Why were they stealing it? Who were the original owners?
Yeah, all of that would have been great.
Yeah. But however, when we first realised that this is what we were talking about, I thought it was a different film. I have watched the other film. It's about 24 minutes long, and it's kind of like a recreation of the tale of the three brothers.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
It's an amazing film. It's really well acted. On the channel by Felicity Giles, and there's an adaptation linked below as always. And this film that we've just spoken about will be linked below as well. It's about 24 minutes long, really well done, and has death depicted by a little girl.
Oh, I like that.
Which in like all white.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
which was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
So it came on autoplay when I was watching Severus Snape and the Marauders.
Ah.
So I was like, I'll just watch it. And it's pretty decent, to be fair. It's like a little grandpa telling a story.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I like that kind of thing. Yeah.
I think there's a twist at the end, but we're not going to go into that.
Oh, no, because I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, it was lovely.
So now we have the fan fiction, and I was a bit confused because I was like, how the fuck am I going to find a fan fiction that links to this? But I managed very quickly, actually. And
I haven't read it, I will
No.
admit that.
But I'm going to read it for you now.
Ooh!
We're going to get a little story time right here because it is very short, and I realised that I can't talk about it really without actually reading it as part of the podcast.
Yeah,
So this is, and I figure we could like read bits and then talk about it.
that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
So this is on Archive of Our Own. It's called From the Perspective of Arcane Artifacts Most Powerful. And it is by two authors called Grinagog and Local Leader Kaz.
You know something's going to be good when one of the authors sounds like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings.
Well, yes, absolutely. So, summary. And I apologise in advance because I didn't look properly. It's one chapter. Oh, my tummy. It's one chapter. I think it was supposed to be 3.
Okay.
And they haven't updated since June.
Oh,
But June of this year.
Okay.
So it might still happen.
we'll give them time.
Yes. So, summary. There are 3 all-powerful objects used to escape death. These objects were gifted to humanity. One was a wand so powerful that it could defeat any enemy in its path. The trail of bodies that was left in its wake gave it its title, Death Stick. Another was a stone, one that could bring back the dead. Not just a reanimation of the bodies, but fully interacting souls. This brought the title of the Resurrection Stone. The last was a cloak, one that could be used to hide from anyone and anything, even and most importantly, death. This one was dubbed the Invisibility Cloak. These 3 powerful objects brought about pain, joy, death, and solace. They were used in evil schemes and good. However, what most don't know is that these 3 things were alive.
Okay, this ties in with...
When I say it's short, I mean that's how short it is.
Oh, well, it is very short.
Yes, so we'll start with Chapter 1, The Master.
Oh.
And my tummy's going again. It has been a very long time since it has had a master, a true master, one of strong will and who does not fear death, unlike those worthless sacks of meat that used to wield it. They knew nothing of the power they played with, nothing of what they held in their hand, thinking that they were its true master. Pathetic. It was poetic justice that every single one of them met a gruesome end. Their fear of death, a downfall of their own making. However, now it had a master. One that walked willingly to their death, one that accepted death like a friend. Yes, truly a master worthy of death's own wand. So that's your first 2 paragraphs.
Oh, I love it. I am literally sat here like, oh my god.
Are you going to use this for your TikTok?
Yes. I was just thinking, because I've got a sound saved for the Elder one where it's like above my head will be like the people who own it and stuff. So, but yeah. Oh.
We could make a sound.
We could make
using
a sound.
some of this.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So, I wonder if we're going to find out who the master is. It preened as the boy, no, the young man gripped it. His grip firm on the dark, unidentifiable wood. The boy's bright green eyes, so like the killing curse that he had walked into, were glazed over. As if dead to the world, the wand hummed in pleasure. This was a master it had always wanted. It ignored the tightening hands, so lost in its little fantasy of having a worthy wielder. Soon it would be fulfilling its purpose. Soon its master will be the one everyone fears, and it will be the instrument to bring their enemies to. She's like, Ivy's just like gape-mouthed at me.
This is amazing.
A loud snap rang out in the forest, the noise echoing off the trees and breaking the ire post-war quiet. The boy dropped the stick on the ground dispassionately before turning and walking away, not a single glance over his shoulder. It lay in silence, a pulsing throb of magic flickering around its frame. A pained hiss escaping the wood as it watched its master walk away from the power, the magic, from it. How dare he? It had finally, after all of these years, found its master, finally a home, a person to wield its true power, and he just walks away. After breaking its magnificent body, no less. Unforgivable. No one, and it means no one, is allowed to treat it this way. It is a treasure, and all should bow to its power. Magic whipped around the wand, causing the grass to be ripped from the ground. Dirt flew in volatile waves, forming a miniature tornado. It is just too bad that there was no one around to watch the unusual phenomenon of a sentient wand throwing a temper tantrum. And that's it. I lived for this. I thought this was beautifully written. It made you feel like you were the wand.
You were the wand, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I kind of feel like, why wouldn't it be sentient? Of course it would be sentient.
Yeah.
All 3 of them. And I really hope that these people make a chapter 2 and a chapter 3. I want to read from the perspective of the stone and the cloak. Yeah.
I wonder, because obviously I've been doing the series of If the Deathly Hallows Were Human. So when you first read out the description, I was like, who, what? This is like, yeah.
It's beautifully written. I think we can all guess that it's Harry Potter.
Yes, yes.
Obviously. I like that it has anger problems.
I mean, I was planning on making my wand an an angry little bitch.
I mean,
What's new?
yeah. I really appreciated the where is it? The noise echoing off the trees and breaking the ire post wall quiet.
Oh.
I thought that was a beautiful sentence.
Stunning.
And after all this time waiting for someone decent to hold it
And they don't care.
and they don't care, they don't want it.
That's just harsh. Like,
I mean, Harry's just a good guy though, isn't he?
boring, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. It makes you really feel for the wand, like.
But the idea that the wand could have a personality and the cloak could have a person. What do you think the cloak's personality would be?
I played the cloak when I did it. What
Yeah.
I imagined the cloak to be like was quite solemn.
Yeah.
She felt quite lonely
Yeah.
because no one could see her,
Yeah.
and just kind of disregarded in that sense. Yeah, that's how I felt the cloak
Mr.
would feel.
Cellophane.
Yeah,
Mr.
literally.
Cellophane.
I'm like, should I get back into the cloak? Like, now. And
Yeah.
the makeup takes like 3 hours. I wouldn't do that.
And your stone.
My stone is like the middle ground
Yeah.
between the wand and the cloak. Kind of very protective over the cloak, but also very angry at the wand in itself. Because the wand I imagined as the queen bee, who
Yes.
is like, I am the best.
Yes.
No one can like mess with me. But of course, the stone only has the balls to
Yeah.
go after the wand if the wand's done something wrong. But
Agreed.
yeah,
Agreed.
it's kind of like an alpha, beta, omega situation.
Yeah, we love that. We love that. So. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Next work.
Have we got a chapter 2, kind of?
No.
Oh.
No, we've got some crack fic.
Brilliant.
Summary though, I will read this summary. Harry is the proud owner of the Deathly Hallows. Well, he would be if he could get over throwing them out the window every time they appear. Plus, it isn't like he signed up for this. Harry didn't want to be the Master of Death. He wants that immortality is overrated and now he can be summoned. He doesn't really want to be in charge. So yeah, he's thrown them out the window. Who knew defenestration could be so therapeutic?
Oh.
Defenestration is one of my favourite words ever because it literally just means throw out of a window.
A really, really, really fancy way of saying it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that word that you were trying to say.
Obliquangular. No, not that one.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Yeah.
Obliquangular.
And you were like, why say that? Just it hasn't even been written before in any form of literature.
So if you enjoyed me reading this,
That's a good segue.
check out my YouTube channel. That's Baron LeVay. And there are 2 full horror stories on there at the moment, in parts, because I had some major issues with uploading them. One of which the author believed he was H.P. Lovecraft's like second coming or something, and it was a lot. It was beautiful, but it's a lot. I've never known such complicated paragraphs that entailed of one sentence. Like,
Yeah, I got shown some of it and I was just like, that is like 3 breaths in one sentence, that is.
yeah, but this author wrote the word obliquangular, and I was like, first of all, I had to work out what the fuck it meant. Turns out it means oblique angled. Of course it does.
Of course, because what else would it mean?
Because you couldn't just say oblique angled. No, he had to come up with a new word, so it was obliquangular. And when I did a search on where else it had been used, only that story appeared.
Nowhere in the entire English language does that word exist.
No, and I had to fluff over it 8 or 9 times because it just wasn't happening in my head.
The bloopers were hilarious.
I mean, the bloopers were something.
You should. I think it was the amount of frustration that you had at yourself in those videos was the same amount of frustration me and Frida had the other night trying to bounce across 4 mushrooms on Lego Harry Potter.
I mean, probably.
It was like the total wipeout balls.
Oh no.
But worse. And I was playing as Lucius Malfoy, and every time he died, he was like, ah! That was his death noise, and
Of
I was
course.
like, mate. I mean, this is iconic.
Extra.
But like,
Extra.
yeah.
I was talking to someone today. I was talking to Gillian today about the differences between book and film, Lucius.
Yes.
And we were in agreement that reading the book, you expect more extra than Jason Isaacs.
Yes.
Jason Isaacs was perfect.
Oh God, perfect for the role. Yep, definitely.
But I wanted more.
I wanted more flamboyance.
Exactly. Gillian is. She'll be listening. Flamboyance is exactly the word that she used to describe what she wanted.
Because the Malfoys are just so extra. Like, they are so rich and they've have all this power and peacocks and a big manor and just a single son that they spoil rotten. The way that Draco goes on, you'd expect more from the Malfoys.
Yeah, I wish they'd been a bit more ridiculous.
Yes. I mean, I like to think that we bring that.
I think we do. I don't think there is any doubt about that. We definitely bring that flamboyance and stupidity to the Malfoys.
We've made the Malfoys pretty much likeable at this point.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, more or less, yeah.
I often forget how much the villains are villains until I reread it or rewatch it, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're meant to be like that. However,
but I feel like, I mean, obviously we've added our own headcanons in there with the Malfoys, but I feel actually we do them quite close to book canon.
Pretty well done. Yeah.
I was even saying this morning that the books describe Lucius as walking lazily, which obviously Jason Isaacs doesn't do. He does it all prim and proper and staccato and solid. And I know that as Lucius, I walk lazily and I have a bit of a sway and a bit of a saunter because he's camp as fuck, isn't he?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I think even ignoring the ridiculous amount of makeup and the swingers thing and the polyamorous thing, I think we're pretty close to canon, book canon.
I would like to think so. I think it's a goal achieved. Goal achieved.
Also, I might add to all of you who might listen, who don't massively know what we do. I don't know if there are listeners that listen. We do the Drag Malfoys, so it is inherently drag. And the amount of times I've been told, you don't look like Lucius Malfoy. Can I just state that there is almost no description of Lucius in the books?
There isn't. He's got grey eyes and that's it.
Grey eyes.
Long blonde hair.
No, he doesn't.
Long blonde hair?
Doesn't even say anything about his hair. Not once.
It
says he's got grey eyes, pointy face, and is obviously Draco's father. So I think that's where we get the idea that he's blonde, but it doesn't actually say that.
Oh God, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
Caught up in my own.
Narcissa is described as having blonde hair.
Yes.
But Lucius isn't. So I think I've done more than the book, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, JK, whatever.
Well, whatever. We don't listen to her. On to the fan theories / headcanons. I have 2.
I have 0.
Because there isn't that many left to talk about, I don't think.
No, I think we've done a really good job of discussing loads of headcanons right early on in our first couple of episodes, and then fucked ourselves over for the rest of them.
Forgetting that we had similar topics to discuss later on. But hopefully going back to the dark side in a couple of weeks, we should be cool.
Yes.
So, obviously we've spoken about this one before. Snape, Harry and Voldemort are the 3 brothers and Dumbledore is Death.
Ooh.
As he is the one behind each death.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I found really interesting when I first read it. Just thought it was good to mention. So, Dumbledore had and gave Harry all 3 of the Hallows.
Mm-hmm.
So, essentially, death. And when Harry died, he greeted him like an old friend, which is a line in the Tale of the Three Brothers. Which, I mean, I'm down for this headcanon. I know that JK has said that she agrees with it. So I'm just like, well, okay, I don't agree with it now, but no, but it is an interesting one to
definitely
to mention. But also, I found this one today, which I haven't seen before, but really, really interested me. After Harry broke the Elder Wand, the other two Deathly Hallows lost their power.
Ooh, why? Tell me why.
I don't know, that is literally all that was there.
Oh, why do we think?
Ooh, maybe, I don't know. I was thinking that. I was like, oh, I wonder why. But maybe because the wand was the first thing that was created that held most of Death's power. And
Right.
maybe snapping it broke the magic, or maybe the core inside the Elder Wand was the one that had the power to hold them all together.
Ooh,
But
interesting.
That's my thoughts. That it was literally just that. There was no explanation. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I don't hate that.
Yeah, exactly right. It confused me a little bit because I can imagine. I wonder if Harry went to put on the invisibility cloak and it just didn't work, and he's just got a cloak around him, and he's like. But imagine if he doesn't realise.
Oh, and he puts it on and he's like walking around like this.
Going around the house, and Ginny's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "You can't see me."
Exactly like that.
That was an idea that I had, and I was like, "Oh, that would be pretty funny." But I don't know if I would like for the other two to keep on working. I would probably like the invisibility cloak to still work.
Yeah, it's that power of 3 thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So without one, you can't have the power of 3.
Yeah, or maybe one was destroyed, so
Yeah.
Death was like, nope.
I mean, it's kind of biblical as well, isn't it? Really.
It is.
So the 3 works. So the fact that one of them not existing anymore.
Yeah,
would,
like a little domino effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that idea a lot, but it was an interesting one to say the least. And then I think the final thing was I had down was me doing the human versions of the Hallows, but we've already spoken about that.
Oh yeah.
So oops. It was a good little segue that we had in the middle of that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, because I don't generally do a lot of thinking about the inanimate objects in Harry Potter.
Yeah, I like to think. I'm currently in the middle of doing a series about it. I have the hashtag, but haven't thought of anything past the Hallows.
See, because we did the Harry Potter Places.
We did
a while
yeah.
back.
That was fun.
It was, but it's not quite the way my head works. Like, my head didn't want to... Because I did Shrieking Shack.
Yeah, I did the Quidditch pitch.
Yeah, and I mean, Shrieking Shack was great because I got out a lot of pent-up emotions with it. It was great.
A lot of screaming involved. It was
literally
great.
just an entire series of videos of me screaming. But it's not really the way my head works. So doing like objects and stuff, like when we were originally going to do something with another TikToker that was the Unforgivables.
Yeah.
Who has since done them herself anyway. I was concerned because I didn't know how I would portray it, because I was going to do Imperio.
I was going to do Crucio, and I think I was struggling a little bit on what to do with it.
Yeah.
However, I then used the outfit and the costume that I bought to do the stone with. So.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I think I struggle, and I don't think much about the objects and things like that in Harry Potter because I'm very much I'm going to say a people person. I'm not. I hate people. But like, I would always rather think about the characters than objects.
Yeah.
But reading that fan fiction, putting it as a character almost, was quite nice.
Yeah, I enjoy thinking about if things were human. Because like some of them have like so many different experiences and different storylines within the fandom that it's just like, oh, what if they went through that as a human? Like, I think that would be
And
cool.
I get that. I do
Yeah.
get that. I just don't think my head works in that creative way.
Yeah, I enjoy looking at things that aren't directly involved with the story. If you notice, so like the Elder Thieves, all the grey areas.
Great. We love a grey area.
All the grey areas of the story. I love thinking about that. I think that's why we enjoy the villains so much.
Yeah,
Because
they are an entire grey area.
there is nothing written about them. Because not one villain is born evil.
No.
It's something must have happened in their lifetime to make them that way. So it's good to think about, especially when there's not much information there.
Yeah, definitely. We need to come back and do a full Malfoy episode at some point.
We will. Maybe in the next few episodes.
Yeah. What have we got next time?
Next time we have...
Also, apologies, folks, because we are late with this one.
Oh, yeah.
But also, sometimes it's just nice to take a moment.
Yeah, life gets in the way. You went back to work yesterday.
For one shift before I'm back on furlough, yeah.
I've been at work since August, September. So it's been pretty difficult.
It's been hectic to try and get things filmed, things recorded.
Yeah.
On top of the show that we produced.
Yes, we did a show a couple weeks ago. Sometimes I feel like with going back to work, I haven't had enough time to do everything that I wanted to do, but so like that's always a panic, and I'm like, but that's exactly how I felt internally. I was like, oh my god, but sitting back, taking time, and just taking time out to chill.
But also, this is our project.
Yeah.
And if we say that we're going to do it 2 weekly and we don't, it's ours. Fuck it.
Yeah,
we're going to do it when we want.
Yeah. Originally, this was going to be monthly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or bi-weekly into monthly, because we didn't know how long lockdown was going to last for.
Yeah, 8 months later.
Yeah.
And I've done one shift.
You know what's horrible? The UK is going back into full lockdown tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, we're bubbled.
Yeah,
so
we're bubbled. So.
We'll still see each other, and if Ivy ends up furloughed also, we'll have lots of time to make some content again.
If. We're saying if. Yeah. My section is still staying open, but for how long I'm not too sure, because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So, next time, Ivy.
Next time is episode 11. We have the fan film, which is called Witchcraft.
Ooh.
Which could be very interesting on your part.
Yes. I don't even know if I've mentioned this before.
Don't know if you have.
Folks, I am pagan, was brought up a pagan. So do dabble in what a non-pagan would probably call witchcraft, but it's actually just my religion. So
oh my god, witches!
Witch. So yeah, it definitely could be interesting. Because if anyone writes anything or does anything that is completely out of context, you
guys will know.
Yeah, I mean, we did. Well, was it last year or the year before? We did Vampus Tits, and there was a witch week. It wasn't
the year
last
before,
year.
yeah, it wasn't my year.
And I warned them all.
I would have done Bella.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I warned all of the contestants 2 years ago. If you're gonna actually do, no, I said I would rather you did something campy and not actually witchcraft / Wicca / pagan related, because if you do, you better make sure it's fucking right, because I'm gonna pick it apart.
I love it when Baron judges, because it is like,
I can either be really, really sweet or really brutal.
Yeah. It's either or. I think it's scary and like, it's just scary. Because there's no indication. Actually, no, you do. You know when Baron's enjoying it.
Because I'm standing up and I'm screaming and I'm clicking and I'm kicking my feet.
Yeah.
I kick my feet a lot
You
when
do
I'm excited.
you do this. You're like,
yeah, I do.
Yeah, little stamps on the stools. Yeah.
Yeah.
But how fun! I can't wait to judge alongside you.
I'm excited too. When this happens, because it will happen, I'm excited.
Yeah. I just informed them to get me drunk, so
Absolutely.
I'm actually like brutal.
But also, we're so used to talking to each other for things now that it will probably be quite natural.
I think it will be, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's going to be so cool.
Anyway, so that was another digress.
Yeah. Come to
done a lot of
Newcastle
that.
and enter Vampers Titsy if you're over 18. It's Newcastle's alternative drag competition.
It is, yes. But you've got to have a strong stomach, folks.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Considering, what did I have to do week 1?
eat a lamb's heart
Raw.
roll
It's great.
off the floor.
Off the floor. Well, I chose to eat it off the floor.
Yeah, she did.
I found a hair in it.
Cute.
It tasted fine. The texture was just... ugh.
It had been refrigerated for plenty of time beforehand.
I just remember looking at the table and being like, oh no.
The person you went up against was vegan as well, but
Yes.
still did it.
Oh yeah. I mean, so fun fact actually, I am actually like deathly terrified of like raw meat. So that challenge in itself was like a fucking challenge.
Yeah. So folks, yeah, if once lockdown's over, it's probably going to be after the new year now. Once we do get Vampus Tits up and running again, feel free to enter. If you've got a strong stomach, you will be asked to sign a waiver. That is the kind
Yeah.
of competition that this is.
I did sign a waiver. It was fun.
Yeah,
was
sign
great.
a waiver to make sure you've got no heart problems, just in case we want to electrocute you.
That was also a thing that was going to happen, but I don't think it didn't arrive in time, did
It didn't arrive, no.
annoying.
It has arrived since, though.
I was here. I was living for trying it out.
Right, folks. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Next week? In 2 weeks' time?
In 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time.
Oh, by the way, the next episode was supposed to be our last episode.
It was, but we've discovered some new fan film.
We have.
And also we want to talk about the Malfoys more, because that's our brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll probably make it a little... We'll make it as long as we want to make it.
Absolutely. As long as you are listening and we're still happy doing it.
Yes. Okay, right.
Right. Bye.
Bye.